Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be sewing our shorts that we cut in the previous video. So this is the pattern we cut out in the previous video. I've gone ahead to transfer it to my fabric, and I'm using African print fabric, also known as Ankara. So I went ahead to add 0.5 inches sewing allowance at the crotch area, like I told us I can sew with 0.25, but for the purpose of this class I added it so that you guys won't say you do not understand. Okay, so if you've not seen that video for this pattern, please check my previous video or click in the description box below. You'll see the link there, and I'll include it above on the iCard. Okay, so just click on it, watch the part 1 of this video. This video is the part 2, the sewing part. My previous video was the cutting part. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing to do is to weave round your pattern to achieve neatness, but I'm not doing that. So I'll start with joining my 2 crotches, the front crotch, the 2 of them. This is the first one, this is the second one. This is my front pattern. I'll join the 2 crotches with my sewing allowance, and I'll do the same for the back. Okay, so I'll sew with 0.5 because that's what I gave. 0.5, ½ inch. So guys, after joining the crotch together, this is what we have. So I'm going to be top stitching it. If you've seen my kiddies video on my kiddies trouser video, you will know what I'm about to do. So this sewing allowance, I'm about to fold it in. Okay, this is to enable us avoid disappointment. Yes, but you can weave it as it is like this. You can weave your crotch area, but I want to top stitch. I like top stitching. It helps strengthen the clothes, because this crotch area is where the stress, where we stress our trousers the most. Okay, by sitting down, by crossing over somewhere, so I like to top stitch. So this is what I'll do. This is my sewing allowance. You spread out your cloth like this. Okay, so you fold a little in. If you can see it, you fold a little in, then you overlap it, then you sew down. Okay, maintaining the same sewing allowance. So this is it. This is our ½ inch sewing allowance. You fold about 0.25 in, then you use the other remaining one to fold it. So this is a way of concealing your rough edges, and also it helps strengthen the stitches. Okay, so I'll run that now, both for the front and the back. Maintaining your sewing allowance is very, very important so that it will be neat. Remember, it's going to be in the front and also at the back. So if you've not seen that kiddies trouser video, you can check it out. That is the same way I'm going to be sewing this. Okay, it will be in the description box below. So guys, having done this is what we have. You can see it is neat. See the inside too is neat. So you can see this on your jean. If you're the type that wear jean trousers, you can see it on your jean. They normally do this. Okay, it's to strengthen the clothes for the stress. Okay, then another thing is that, like I said before, you can weave. Instead of going through this, you can weave. So but I like doing this. So the next thing to do now is to bring both our front and back piece together to join the inseam. I'll be joining using 0.5 inches. Okay, so you should make sure that the two crotches are matching up. So this is where I mean by inseam, the crotch area, the inside. So you should match up your crotch, the crotch area, you should match it up using pin to hold. Then from one leg, this is it. So by the time you match it up, you will see, okay, so you sew from, please start sewing from the crotch area, 0.25, this place. So from here to the one side of the leg, and from here again to the other side of the, so I'll sew with 0.5 inches sewing allowance. So guys, having joined my two crotch together, as you can see, I'll go ahead now to do the same top stitching I did for the crotch area, to fold in by 0.25 for the first one, and I'll fold over again. I'll run it across the crotch from one leg to the other, okay? So I'll do this to the end of the other leg. I'll go ahead now to finish this off. So guys, at this point, after top stitching my inseam, the next thing to do is to fold in your hem seam, your hem allowance. Now at this point, you can decide to use your hemming glue, or you do blind hemming, or you just hem. So me, I'll just hem, normal hemming. Remember that there is a mark for where the hem was being extended, so you already know your hem allowance. So I'll go now to just fold it in, okay? Fold it in with and sew down. So this is my hem allowance. I'll just pin it down to avoid it shifting, okay? So this is it. So I'll fold in. Since I gave 2 inches, I'll use 1 inch to fold in and the other one to overlap it, okay? So I'll hold it down and I will sew. So I'll do that till I get to the other leg. I'll fold in with my sewing allowance, my hemming allowance. So I'll run a straight stitch. But if you don't want to do it like this, you can use hemming gum. If you don't want thread to be showing at the front, you can use hemming gum, okay? Or use your tabletop machine to do blind hemming, okay? So I'll sew. So this is what we have after joining, after hemming. This is what we will have, okay? So guys, after joining the hem, I just pinned down my sides together. This is the hem we joined. I just pin down the sides together. It's time to shape the two sides, okay? So whatever I do for this side, I'll do for the other one. So remember that our waist, you don't need to take the waist measurement because it's going to be elastic, okay? We are using elastic band. So I'll just take 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on the other side, okay? I'll take it straight down. For our shaping, I'm using 1 inch, but you can measure your waist, you know how you shape your skirt. You can do all that, but I'm sure this will fit perfectly because I've been doing it over and over and over again. So you can try yours out and tell us what you got, okay? So I'll just use 1 inch to hold it at the side straight down, and after that you should weave. So I'll repeat the same for the other side, okay, and I'll tell us what next to do. So guys, after joining with my 1 inch for the side, at this point you should test your the short. If it's for you, you should test it. Then if it's for your client, you should make sure that the measurements are accurate. Then it is time to weave these edges neatly, or do any other finishing that you like. So now the remaining thing is to fold in our waist and attach our elastic band, okay? So if you've seen my video on the kiddies where you understand this part better, okay, the kiddies trouser is very explanatory. So I'll just mark down my 2.5 inches that I left for the elastic. So I'll just mark it down. I'll do this for the, let's say, the 4 cardinal points: the center back, center front, the side, the 2 side seams, okay? So once you pin down these 4 points, every other place will align, okay? So I'll mark it down. Then after this, the next thing to do is to fold in 0.5 inches to neatly conceal the edge of this thing, of the fabric. Folding 0.5 inches or 1 inch. Remember, we left 2.5 inches, so you can fold in 0.5. You can fold in 1 inch. You are still left with, if you fold in 1 inch, you are still left with 1.5 inches, and my elastic band is just 1 inch, so there is still enough room for it to pass in and relax, okay? So you can fold in 0.5 inches, you can fold in 1 inch. That's if you used my own sewing allowance method. I kept 2.5 inches for my sewing allowance, okay? So that's it. So I'm still marking out my 2.5 inches. If there is light, if you have light, you can just press them down. It will be much more easier if you press down. So this is 2.5 inches. So I'm using a colored chalk so for the purpose of this video. If you're doing it for your client, the best thing is to press down. You pin it and press down so that you see the line, the creased line. But if there is no light, you can use your chalk or use a matching color chalk. So this is what we have after I've pinned them down. This is what I have. So I'll go ahead now to fold in my 1 inch. I told us you can fold in ½ inch or 1 inch. So I'll just go in now to fold in 1 inch, okay? And I'll be left with 1.5 inches. So after folding it, I'll go ahead to stitch it down. You can see we are left with 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead now to stitch it down. Then when you're stitching down, you leave about 2 to 3 inches opening where you pass your elastic inside. So I'll go now to stitch this down and I will tell us what next to do, okay? So guys, for my elastic band, remember my waist is 42, so I can just minus 5 inches from it. You can deduct 5-10 inches, depend, as long as you stretch the elastic. Depends on the elasticity of the elastic band you're using. If it's too stretchy, then you can take it up to any amount you want. So as I'm stretching it now, it's more than my 42, but I'm going to use the 30 like that because I also want it to pass my hip with ease. Okay, so from my waist 42, I'm using elastic of 30 inches. Okay, so I'll pass it. You can use whatever you use in passing your elastic, maybe your safety pin. So I use what I have. So I'll pass it through the opening I told us to leave when we were sewing. So I'll pass this round now. So this is the other end, this is the first end, this is the other end. I'm bringing it out. Okay, so once you bring it out, you make sure it is the same side that is facing each other, and you sew. You join them together with your machine. Okay, so you release it to go inside. So after releasing it to go inside, you stitch up this opening that is remaining here, and you're done with your shorts like that. So I will stitch it now, and I'll wear this short for us to see the fitting. Remember to weave the sides or do any finishing that you want, any finishing of your choice. Please, when you're stitching this, don't stitch on the elastic. Push the elastic inside, please. Don't stitch on top of the elastic. Okay guys, at this point it's time to test what we've been making. Okay, so please, if this video was helpful, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, share this video with your friends. If you like this video, share it with your friends and your sewing groups. Until we meet again, I remain your favorite online fashion tutor, Bella. Okay, so I'll go now to put this on, and you will see the fitting on me. Okay, so guys, this is the final result. Can we see? This is the back. As you can see that you hardly notice that there is elastic. It's because there is no too much allowance for the elastic. That is why it's there. Look at the front. Can you see? You see the how flat the front is. Okay, so this is it. So this is a tested and trusted pattern you can use for any body, any size. This is me, hip 51, and I'm rocking this beautiful shorts. Okay, so give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful, and thank you. Kindly subscribe till we meet again. Bye.